You wish to study in Canada and you're worried about the cost. Honestly, I get you, because in 2022, when I was planning to move to Canada as a student, I was exactly in your shoes. But what if I told you that there are actually universities that are very affordable in Canada and they do not compromise quality? Well, get ready and get your pen and your paper, because in this video, I'll be giving you guys some of the lowest tuition colleges and universities that you find in Canada. I am Mara. I'm a Nigerian immigrant living in Canada. On here, I share real tips that help intending immigrants and new immigrants thrive in Canada. If you do end up finding this video helpful, please kindly like this video for me and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Before we dive into the list, why does tuition matter? I feel like tuition is the most important, because I tell you, you are still in your home country planning to move. So you want to come here and have this good life. You're already like thinking how amazing your life is going to turn out. I tell you, if you go to a school that you cannot afford to pay the tuition, the frustration that will set in when you move here, oh my goodness, is something that I feel like you shouldn't even put yourself in that position. You should be able to know exactly what amount you'll be paying in your tuition, at least have an idea, so that you are mentally ready and financially ready to know, okay, is this something I can do, or do I consider a different option? That is why tuition is very, very key for international students moving to Canada. And that is why I want to make this video, so that people that also want to move to Canada but they cannot afford to go to schools that, you know, the tuition is high, can also have other options that they can explore. There are different aspects that I would love us to consider while we list the school. One of them would be location, diversity, job market, PGWP eligibility, the weather, the cost of living, and the pros and the cons of living in those cities. The first university on our list today is the Memorial University of Newfoundland. The Memorial University is located in St. John of Newfoundland and Labrador. I know that it is written Newfoundland, but I often hear people pronounce it as Newfoundland. This university have multiple campuses. However, the St. John campus happens to be the biggest of all the campuses. It is located at the coast of Atlantic Ocean, surrounded by the rich history and character of Newfoundland. The diversity rate in terms of population is really increasing. You'll find a good number of Blacks, Indians, and people from the South Asian part in the city. The job market is decent because this city is not overly populated. One of the most interesting things even for you as a student is that it is PGWP eligible. Cost of living is very relative to you and your choices, but of course, as a smaller city, cost of living is very, very decent compared to bigger provinces and bigger cities. The region also gets really cold. Of course, what do you expect? With a tuition that is decently affordable in that level, you expect that it should be a cold province. Oh my goodness, why am I laughing? If you want to go to this university, there is a non-refundable application fee for your admission that would cost you $120. Tuition fee in the Memorial University of Newfoundland range between 11,000 Canadian dollars to 15,000 Canadian dollars in a year. This also depends on the program that you're going for. Bear in mind that graduate program can be less expensive compared to undergraduate programs. The second university on our list is the Breton University of Manitoba. Breton is the second largest city in the province of Manitoba. They offer up to 42 programs, and the application fee to apply to Breton University as an international student will cost you about 140 Canadian dollars. One thing to keep in mind about the province of Manitoba is that there is a decent number of immigrants living there, including Black, Africans, Asians, and Indians. Any degree that you obtain from Breton University is PGWP eligible. The weather in Breton, as expected, is really cold. Manitoba is one of the coldest provinces in Canada. The third institution on our list is the Seneca College of Ontario. Located in Toronto with multiple campuses around the Toronto area, Seneca College offers over 300 specialized programs. If you want to apply to Seneca College, bear in mind that there is a non-refundable admission fee of $90. In terms of diversity, of course, there is a number of immigrants in Seneca College. It is one of the colleges in Canada with the highest numbers of immigrants because it is situated, of course, in Toronto, and tuition cost, of course, is very decent as well. Any program you take in Seneca College qualifies you for the PGWP. The weather in Toronto, of course, is better compared to the two previous universities we've talked about, and that is one of the reasons why people love to go there. That brings us to the cost of living. Of course, with such a good weather I mean, there will be more population there, and if there is more population, there will be competition, and that affects the cost of living, especially rent. Cost of groceries might stay the same with the schools that we've talked about, with these regions we've talked about, but cost of rent might be significantly more expensive in places like Toronto. The pros of going to Seneca College: quality education, high standard education, big city. The fourth institution on this list would be the University of Regina, Saskatchewan. I have a lot of love for this university because this is the school that I went to. Regina is the capital city of Saskatchewan. The University of Regina have over 200 specialized academic programs that you can pick from. Acceptance rate for the University of Regina is 58%. The University of Regina, Saskatchewan happens to be the first university in the Western Canada to offer cooperative placement for students. If you do not know what co-op placement means for students, I have a video on that. I'm going to attach it here so you can go watch it and understand it extensively. Co-op program is a structured program that has been developed by the university, the government, and an employer to enable students gain hands-on experience while they are still students. Application fee would cost you 100 Canadian dollars that is non-refundable. In terms of diversity, Regina is becoming a common home for a lot of immigrants. You will find Blacks, Filipinos, and Indians a lot in Regina. The job market is also very competitive. Regina is a very small city, a very knitted city, and with more immigrants coming into the city, of course there is going to be shortage of employment. If you are looking to move to Canada as a student, Regina is a very good city for people that are coming with families. Regina is a very family-oriented or family-supportive society. Any program you do in the University of Regina, of course, is PGWP eligible. Since Regina is not a very big city, neither is it a very small one, cost of living is just somewhere in the middle. It is not really too expensive. It is not also very cheap. It kind of depends on your lifestyle and what you're going for. Weather, it gets really cold in Saskatchewan. This is where I live, so we get sometimes up to minus 45 degrees. Okay, it really gets cold, so that is also why it's making it on this list, because it is a cold place. Sometimes people shy away from moving here, but in my opinion, there is really a lot of opportunities and so many things to explore, especially if you don't have thousands of dollars to pay in your tuition. Another advantage of University of Regina is multiple opportunities for research work and innovative work. So if you're someone that is coming for a thesis-based program or PhD, a university like University of Regina is definitely good for you, because they have also a lot of funding opportunities for people that want to explore research work. Average tuition for a degree in University of Saskatchewan will typically range between 5,500 Canadian dollars to 15,000 Canadian dollars in a year. Again, this is very dependent on the program you're going for and also the number of courses you're going to be taking in a semester and the credit load you actually need to complete your program. The next on our list is Cape Breton University in Nova Scotia, BCU. BCU is located in Sydney, Nova Scotia. It is a very small, quiet and knitted city with, of course, lower cost of living. They offer popular programs in public health, management, and education. CBU is also popular for their high acceptance rate. Just like the University of Regina, they also have strong opportunities for co-op and community works for students. One of the most interesting things about CBU is that it's very popular among Black students, especially Nigerians and South Asians. Average tuition for CBU would be between 8,000 Canadian dollars to 18,000 Canadian dollars in a year. If you wish to go to CBU, you do not have to worry about the eligibility for PGWP, because any program you take in CBU is eligible for PGWP. Application fee for international students that want to apply to CBU would cost 103 Canadian dollars. And yes, it is non-refundable. The last institution on our list is University of Prince Edward Island, UPEI. In 2019, UPEI celebrated 50 years of achievement in education and leadership, and in 2023 ranked 42 in the Canadian overall ranking. PUEI has over 50 specialized programs for international students to select from. PUEI also happens to be the university with the highest acceptance rate in this list. The acceptance rate for UPEI is 75%. Prince Edward Island is known to have one of the best immigration policies for people coming into Canada as immigrants. It's also known that the locals are very friendly and supportive to immigrants as well. Some of the downsides of moving to this province is that, diversity, you do not expect diversity to be as, huge as it is with other bigger provinces. Job market in Prince Edward is also very low, especially in tech and finance. In terms of weather, it is very cold. They have longer winter as well. On an average, tuition in UPEI would cost between 5,000 Canadian dollars to 13,000 Canadian dollars in a year. During the course of my research, I came across a lot of universities in Canada that are actually DLI institutions that people can move to. I get it, some of those provinces and cities are really cold. I live in one myself, so that is something that you have to pick and choose. Okay, it is not my decision to make, and the reason why some of them are really cheap is because of the weather. But something I always say is, if that is really what you want to do, you really want to move to Canada, it might not be bad, you know, moving, especially because after your program you can move if you wish to. So after your program you can decide you're already in Canada as long as you have your postgraduate work permit, and that is why I emphasized on that for all of those, you know, institutions that we talked about, ensuring that you're going to get your postgraduate work permit. So if and when you get your postgraduate work permit, you decide to move out of that province, I mean, you're already in Canada, is more like a win-win for you. You paid less in tuition and you got a high quality education, and you can decide to move to any other city or any other province that you want to move to. I might just make a part 2 of this video because, like I said, I found a lot of schools that, you know, when I read about them and googled them online, I was really amazed by the facilities and the things that I saw. So I might just make a part 2 of this video where I also still give you guys more schools that you can explore if you're looking to come to Canada but you're, you know, tight in your budget and your finances. However, I really hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you have someone that is moving to Canada or intending to move to Canada, please share my video and my channel with them, because I'm very sure they are going to find something very useful to them. I always include a freebie in my description box that contains a 30 days, you know, checklist for new immigrants coming into Canada. So you can send this video to them so that they can watch and download the freebie themselves, or you can as well download the freebie and send to them. But I hope this video at least helped 1 or 2 people. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.